right, Ubisoft's at it again. I went and read the post for it, and apparently Ubisoft seems to think that, you know, games won't last forever. This is about the games Stop Killing Games initiative. Just the excuses that these big developing companies can give, just it always blows my mind.
Tomatoes I've thrown at Ubisoft over the last couple of years, I could run Heinz out of business. It is incredible.
It's kind of crazy that it's not even just Ubisoft anymore. It's like every major company was against Stop Killing Games. They even came out openly and made a list for it. And of course they would, because what better way to scam your public if not with cryptos than with, you know, a game where you have to pay $40 and then they just close the servers a week later with nothing in return.
Easy to hate this company, and they make it clear that they deserve it. They are not shy about telling you how much they hate you.
Yeah.
They've become infamous for the "you will own nothing and be happy" mentality. They have even point blank said that gamers need to be comfortable not owning their games. This is a company that...
Of course they would be against the Stop Killing Games initiative, but you know, there's always a way, boys.
Capital Way chooses all of the wrong options during the QuickTime events. They are not even accidentally saying things
they're doing it on
anyone
purpose.
Could appreciate. Even the most diehard Ubisoft formula fans, if such a creature even exists at this point,
right?
They can't even unintentionally say something agreeable, even as their stock.
Why would they? Why would they? I mean, whenever they publish the games, there are so many people that go out of their way to buy these games so quick, and it is definitely the gamers are making their own graves when it comes to these games, because instead of not spending the money, they go out of their way to spend the money, and then they just make another game, and then they're amazed as to why this keeps happening. Don't buy the games. Nintendo is there. There are so many studios that are doing this now. They know that they run the market, but Stop Killing Games is our step up to them saying, you don't own shit.
Plummets, fucking death spirals.
Yeah.
They somehow dig deeper.
Yep.
This is the equivalent to the captain of a sinking ship.
And you know why that is because they've got shareholders backing them. So, like, of course they would just dig deeper. They choose to die on the hill because they're not really getting the money to build these games from the gamers anymore. They're getting it from shareholders, people that have a lot of money.
All the sink faucets to try and fill it up with even more water as much as possible. I cannot understand it. Today, they've gone on quite the spree here, an entire montage of bad takes from Ubisoft, and I have to make fun of them again.
It's because they're crashing out. They're mad that the Stop Killing Games initiative passed.
They have to. Keep in mind, this company is so misguided.
Mm-hmm.
They released multiple NFT games only a year ago.
That's
and
crazy.
NFTs are dead and buried, and somehow Ubisoft is still pooping those puppies out. It's crazy how out of touch Ubisoft is. In order to prove that the stupid juice is still flowing deeply at Ubisoft headquarters to this day, let's go ahead and show you their most recent annual financial report where they talk about their microtransactions and how microtransactions are actually a good thing because it allows their players to experience more fun.
That's not what that is at all. And you have microtransactions in a single player game. How fucking stupid are you? That just makes it seem like a cell phone game.
Reminiscent of that time EA defended Battlefront controversial decisions by claiming that it was intended to give players a sense of pride and accomplishment.
Wasn't that the same thing that they were like trying to add in where you have to pay money to reload your guns in the game?
A slight whiff of that aroma here in the Ubisoft financial report with that statement. And I also can't help but giggle at the first line in their financial report where they try and claim that they're an industry leader in this sector.
Good luck with that. You guys haven't published a decent game since Black Flag. Get out of here with that.
What a load of fucking barnacles. Get a load of this guy. Maybe at one point
what a joke.
they were, but these days they are just a public spittoon for people to walk by and hawk loogies on. They are a sad shell of their former self.
You know why that is? It's because all these old people that originally made Ubisoft, that were originally for games because they wanted to play games and play a specific type of game, are no longer running those companies. Those people have sold this company off, and now you've got a rich CEO in position where an old developer that really wanted to just develop a really good game just sold it off for millions of dollars, and now they're retired, and they're, I don't know, cruising around on a yacht in the ocean, who knows. And now you've got these people that's main purpose in life is just to make more money. Like, it's not even the same people running the companies anymore.
Public, you can all read it yourself if you want to put your peepers on it. Down here is where you can find this statement: the adoption of monetization and engagement policies that respect the player experience and are sustainable in the long term. At Ubisoft, the golden rule when developing premium games is to allow players to enjoy the game in full without having to spend more. Our monetization offer within premium games makes the player experience more fun by allowing them to personalize their avatars.
I love how the people that are selling the slop are trying to pass it off as like some kind of statistic. Like, oh, well, we're doing this because, you know, this reason right here. It's like, dude, you're doing it to make money. You can try to blindfold it all you want and call it something else, but it's still a pile of shit, no matter how many times you try to rewrap it.
Progress more quickly. However, this is optional. How delusional can you be? It's not even like a good lie. The motivator for these microtransactions that they are ham-fisting into every single game of theirs for the last decade.
In single-player games, guys, come on. For real?
Is solely driven by wanting to hose the consumer for more money beyond the initial purchase.
It's exactly what it is.
Trying to squeeze some more coins out of the piggy bank.
Oh, but the cost of gaming has gone up so much. Guys, it costs so much to make games now. Oh, it costs so much to make games. Oh, you remember whenever they first said that bullshit? And they were like, well, you know, to get the games to physical form, right? And to get them out the door and to get them to, it costs a lot of money, so we're going to raise the price in games. So it's crazy to me how you're laying off people now to have AI make some of the cosmetics that's pretty much free. And you're also, on top of that, you're also, most of your sales are digital now, which means that you're not even having to produce that many copies of the game. And then to top everything off, somehow it still went up because you keep fucking hiring people. You don't need a team of 700 people to make one damn game. If a studio like Expedition 33 made it with like 20, you can do it with 10. You just need to get rid of all these people, man.
Players hoping that some of the whales will pay to maybe speed progress up, like they mention. And while yes, it is optional, there is a little something called pay to win, and it is a very real thing. It's not some make-believe boogeyman.
Well, they put it in the single-player games, like you could buy materials to... In the Shadows, I know that you could do this. You can pay to get materials, so that way you don't have to grind out the materials. And it's still pay to win, dude. It's still stupid. You've essentially made it harder to grind out the materials because you want to give an incentive to buying the materials off of the Ubisoft store. It's just bad design.
Microtransactions in single-player games, which Ubisoft loves to do. That's not exactly something worth celebrating, because now you're devoting resources into trying to find ways to get more money out of this single-player game, when those resources could have been devoted to just making the game better in the first place. Something that Ubisoft seems very against. Their games fall into the same formula and have been for so long now that people are beyond tired of it. And instead of trying to find ways to breathe new life into their titles, they instead try and find new ways of monetizing them through these microtransactions and shit. It's so tone deaf as well, and it shows very clearly that they don't even see player feedback, because
they see it, they just ignore it because they seem to think that gamers are dumb and wrong.
Every single Ubisoft game that comes out that is riddled, infected with microtransactions.
Oh man, it's so bad now.
Assassin's Creed now. You find collective sighs from even the most loyal supporters of the franchise.
And it kind of blows my mind. I made a video about the IGN review of Donkey Kong. How are you going to support a company that is actively going out of their way to brick Nintendo Switches if you don't get their dock, If you get a third-party dock, it'll brick your console. If you get a used game, it will brick your console. If you get anything that isn't from Nintendo, it bricks your console. Why the hell would you support that? Are you fucking stupid? Why? Are you dumb? Well, don't answer that, because I already know the comments are going to be blazing me for saying this. But, like, I was like... and then I had people that were like, well, maybe, you know, some of the best games were platformers. And I'm like, dude, some of the best games I've ever played were all open world. Elden Ring is probably one of the best games I've ever played. Black Myth Wukong, Dark Souls series, God of War, that really wasn't a platformer. Hell, like, the list can just keep going on and on. Like, I hate platformers. They're so fucking boring, just like racing. Like, it just blows my mind that these people are so busy looking at the aesthetics, and instead of pulling away what it is, it's an overpriced $80 platformer. And you're sitting here on my video, just a small content creator, trying to make it in the world, talking about how... well, maybe they just like the game, and it's like, dude, it's not worth $80 fucking dollars. It's a platformer. Are you crazy? Like, and then on top of that, no matter what you do, you could end up bricking the console. Like, what the fuck? How do you support this? Are you dumb? And then they're like, well, this is the reason why Nintendo's making so much money. And I'm like, nah, dude, Nintendo's making so much money because of fucking stupid ass adult children that don't know how to grow up and realize that Greedtendo wants to take everything and give you nothing. You do realize that even the physical copies of the game are just a digital download? You don't even, there's not even anything on the chip. It's a code coded into the chip that unlocks the digital download on the Nintendo store. You don't even own that. Why would you support this? Are you fucking retarded? Like, what is wrong with people nowadays? They're so fucking stupid and ignorant.
People aren't happy with it. And here they are just completely ignoring it and trying to spin it as a positive thing. Like, oh, it's always optional. Like, it actually like goes over really well because, I mean, it's personalized fun, right? Who wouldn't want to pay for that? Am I right? But another thing that also came out here is Ubisoft's thoughts on the real reason Star Wars Outlaws flopped.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sure it had nothing to do with how shit the game was. It had nothing to do with the terrible mechanics. And it was absolutely everything that had to do with the player base, right? It was completely their fault.
Disinterest in the franchise, which... when it was reported that Outlaws was stumbling and not performing all that well, that was cope they used back then as well, like some whispers of it being like, oh, the IP is just not as strong as it once was. Now they're just coming out here with their whole chest saying, no, the reason Outlaws didn't do well is just because no one cares about Star Wars anymore, which is
Oh, bro, I can't. If I keep watching this, I'm actually going to break something. I have to end this video, dude. I'm actually going to get upset. All right, boys, I'm rolling out of here. Try to keep what I said in mind. Don't let it get you down, and keep on rolling forward. Peace.